My name's Carolyn Nizenkoff, and I am a salon owner and product line owner. I own the hair studio Corralitos. We're based in near Santa Cruz, California, and I also own Spruced Hair Care, which is a new boutique brand of hair care that we are just launching in the middle of the pandemic, which is probably not the smartest, but here we go.
Were you able to work with your landlord or lenders to make sure you were able to keep your physical storefront open?
I am my own landlord. My husband and I bought our building, so we have my salon in it, as well as 3 other businesses unrelated to the salon. So we did not get any relief on our mortgage, so we weren't able to pass anything on to our tenants. Fortunately, all of our tenants, except for my business, were able to stay open in some capacity. My business was the only one completely forced to close. We have 2 food businesses and one that's like an office, so they were all able to keep going. We did allow one business to pay late when they were struggling for that month. And we were willing to listen to like potential accommodations, but we weren't able to completely suspend payments. And it would have been great if we could have, but it wasn't an option for us based on our money still needing to go to the bank.
Perfect. Thank you so much. That's actually really fascinating. You're probably the first person that I spoke to that you're like your own landlord. And it's really interesting to hear your side of the story on this.
Yeah. And I'm still paying my lease. Like if I don't pay my salon, like a lot of people think that because we own the building, then I don't have to pay rent, but our mortgage is based on all of the rents that were there when the building was purchased. So if I don't pay rent, we don't have enough money to pay our lease or our mortgage. So I'm still paying my rent throughout this whole thing because I have to contribute. So it's not like a lot of people are like, oh, you have it so easy. I'm like, well, it's actually the same as everybody else. I just see both sides of it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Thanks for sharing that insight. What are the 3 things you are doing differently for when your business reopens?
We're currently setting up an outdoor processing area so that if our state allows for double booking, we can have people process outside or wait for their appointment outside if they don't want to wait in their vehicle. So that will be like kind of an outdoor, it's kind of a patio area where people can sit, easily distanced apart, and we can have a few prepackaged sanitized refreshments for them out there while they wait. And then we've also ordered, I'm assuming most people will have masks by then since our area has mandated masks inside any business. But we will have reusable masks available that they can purchase. So they'll be super cheap, like $1, $2. They're not a big markup if they happen to not bring their mask or don't want to use their own mask. Otherwise, we have saran wrap, so we'll wrap the back of their own mask so we don't get hair color on them. We've also ordered extra gloves in case gloves are mandated. I'm hoping gloves are not mandated because I think it is easier to maintain sanitation by washing your hands rather than relying on gloves, which I think give us false sense of security. We have our own masks, and then we also have enough capes for the clients, so we won't have to reuse those throughout the day. And then we have aprons, enough that we can change for every single client throughout the day. And then just to focus on just cleaning our spaces. So we have things to wipe down each space after we use it so that it's ready to go for the next person.
And I also like the option of like, if you forgot to bring your masks or you just don't have one and you want to come in for your appointment, we have some available for you as well.
Yeah, I don't want to be in a position where I have to turn someone away. I mean, if they choose not to wear a mask and it's mandated that we do wear masks, then I obviously will have to turn them away. But I don't want someone to feel, I don't want them to feel bad about not knowing, because some people like literally are just clueless about what's going on. They don't follow the news or whatever. So I don't want someone to feel bad about not knowing what the rules are.
How are you working with your staff to prepare for the reopening of your business?
I only have one right now, open to more if more come in the future. So a lot of it has just been communicating about what I know, but since there's so little that we do know, since our state isn't open and has no open date, A lot of it's wait and see. So I have asked her to consider if she wants to make any changes in her schedule, because it's a great time for that. And also asked her to consider if she wants to add any days or hours to her schedule. Anything that we add beyond what will be our normal schedule, we'll be doing at premium pricing, which will be like 1.5 to 2 times the normal price, because we would be coming in on our normal time off with our family. So like if we choose to work on a Sunday, we can offer that to someone who maybe wouldn't normally be able to get in for another 2 weeks. We can say like, well, we can take you this Sunday, but it's at this premium price, and they can have that option. So I've just asked her to consider if she would like to include any of that. And then we've talked about, what may or may not be and what my plans are, based on what could be. And she's been really focusing on kind of practicing the skills for the services that she's been wanting to perfect at home. And then mostly we've just been, just shooting the breeze and just saying hi here and there. Has been a lot of it, just to make sure we're both still alive and surviving being stuck at home with our kids.
That reminds me, the last time we spoke, you said that you were having a baby, right?
Yeah. So I'm due in the next week or two. I'm hoping that the baby comes and then I can just go back to work. So I had planned for 10-week maternity leave, saved up money, blocked out my time. And so now I'm looking at going back basically as soon as I can manage it.
I mean, you can do that. You can just have a baby and then just start working again. That's amazing.
I mean, a lot of it depends on, the delivery. So I'm hoping my delivery with my first went really well. So we were out of the house within a week or so. I was going stir crazy at home. Mm-hmm. So if things go smoothly, then if things go like that, then I can be up and at them pretty quickly. But you just don't know until they show up.
Oh, this year must have been very exciting for you, and congratulations again. So
it's been a good reminder of there's no point in really planning things, whether it's having a baby or starting a business or whatever, because it's never going to be the right time. So you kind of just have to do it no matter what, if it's something that you're really going to do.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing your positivity. What does a full day look like at your business after reopening, from when you're preparing to open your doors, to clients arriving and finishing their appointments, to closing the store for the day?
So opening, we'll be getting there. We normally would get there about 15 minutes early. So probably we'll be getting there about 30 minutes early to just clean and sanitize everything and make sure everything's set up for the first people of the day. We plan to ask our clients to either wait in their car or just wait outside. We have a big window in the front, so they can always just wave in the window and we'll see them. And then they can also go sit in our back area and wait as an option once they've told us that they're here. And then we'll have them come in. We plan to keep the service, trying to keep the service to feel as normal as possible in spite of potentially having to wear a mask through the whole thing. I'm also hoping that our state doesn't mandate against blow drying, because I think people really miss that leaving the salon feeling, in addition to their color being beautiful and all that, but they really miss that feeling. So my intention is to style them and make the salon service in general feel as normal as possible, so that I think we all just want things to feel as normal as possible. So if I can create one thing that feels a little bit like that, I think that's good. And then we plan to schedule extra time in between clients. If we're able to double book, we'll be double booking with services where we know we'll have enough time to clean a little bit in between, switching clients through the chairs, obviously. So we will, clean everything in between. We try to really clean as we go in our salon. So we try to, when we're done mixing color, we try to make sure everything's put away. So our goal is to kind of keep that up with the new added necessary cleaning procedures that'll obviously be in place. And then at the end of the day, our normal closing procedures, along with a final sanitation of everything, to just get us started for the next day. So I'm hoping, we tend to clean as we go pretty well. So I'm hoping that because we already have those habits, We try not to let things like build up in the sink and all that. I'm hoping that'll ease the transition. But from everything I've been talking to with my salon owner friends in other states, like you kind of don't know until you're in it. And some have been really like knocked over the head with it, and some have felt like it's totally doable and it's just a little bit of a change. So, I'm totally open to adjusting things once we've tried it the way I think it'll work if we need to.
What was the biggest help that got you through closure, and what surprised you the most?
One, my husband, he basically like just kept reminding me it was going to be okay, since he stays home with our daughter and soon to be second daughter, and I am the only money coming in. It was really scary because like all of a sudden I'm like, oh, now we have no money coming in. So I think him reminding me that like we have saved for this. We saved for my maternity leave. Like we're not going to be instantly poor. And then when we finally learned that there would be unemployment available and other things available to apply for, like that was helpful as well. But even any of those assistance and loans, like we didn't get approved for anything really until like this week, pretty much is when like offers and money started coming in. So, but he just kept reminding me like we're okay. And I got really creative with groceries at the very beginning, I was like, I'm just going to so we didn't go grocery shopping for like 3 weeks. I was like, we're just going to ride this out for a long time. And then my business coach was another one. She is very much, she's like very much a voice of reason and very very analytical in the way she thinks about things and the way she teaches us to approach things in business. So her kind of giving some guidance and giving, I'm trying to think of how to word it. Not giving tasks per se, she's not giving homework, but like what she recommended her students to work on during this and how to move forward in your business in spite of it was really helpful, because it gave me something to feel productive, because like I'm not good at sitting home and not doing anything, and I don't have hobbies really at this point, because between kids and a business there's not really time for hobbies. So I was just feeling really like, what do I do with my life? So having something to work on in my business to feel productive and to know that it was not just helping my business during the pandemic, but helping my business long term. Because I didn't want to do anything. I saw a lot of people doing things like just to like instantly put a Band-Aid on things. And I want to make sure that I'm thinking more long term, like how is this going to keep me open for another 20 years versus how is this going to keep me open until the end of the pandemic?
What would you say to other business owners who are trying to cope during the pandemic?
So just trying to find ways to be creative, since I can't do hair. But I think focusing on what you can control is the big thing. So like you can control how you show up on social media on your private one and your business one. You can control your retail sales. You can get emails out there to your clients. You can get texts out there to your clients about what you're selling. And you can control about how you show up when you come back. And I think that's the best way to kind of get through it.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me again. I really appreciate all the advice and the insight that you have to offer. I think it's going to be super useful for so many other people as well. So thanks.
You. It's fun.
Yeah, it was great speaking to you again. Like, you're super clever. Like,
oh,
you have so much to offer. All right. Thank you so much. I hope you have a great day and the rest of your week.
Thank you. You too.
Okay, bye.